Hello and welcome to another recorded training session for RPMS EHR. My name is Katie Johnson and I am the EHR Integrated Care Coordinator at the Northwest Portland Area Indian Health Board. Today we will talk about viewing notes on the Notes tab. Time for my disclaimer. In all of these recordings, the database that I am using is a scrambled training database. It contains no real patient information. The data may look real, but it is not. Hello everyone. So today I would like to talk a little bit about viewing notes on the Notes tab. I'm going to do a separate recording about writing notes. So this is just an introduction to kind of how to navigate the Notes tab and maybe even customize it a little bit, maybe answer some common questions about the Notes tab. So if you navigate to your Notes tab, I just wanted to give an overview of what you're going to see. Lots of times this window is a lot smaller and you may only see the date or just a few bits of information, but just so you know, what EHR is going to show you for every note in the standard view here is the date followed by the note title. So like in this example right here, we have the date of January 22nd, 2014. Note title is pain agreement. The next thing after the comma is the clinic that was selected when the note was written, and then a final comma and the author of the note. So sometimes that can get a little confusing, but that alone can tell you a lot about a note depending on how your site is set up and how you have done note titles, and also names of clinics that can help you kind of scan down and see what kind of notes you're looking for. The second piece of information here that can be helpful is that you can change the view of your notes. So if you go up here to the view part here, probably your default is just all signed notes, but as you can see, there are different options. You can, if you're looking for something particular, and maybe even the author is yourself and you only want to see notes that you wrote, you can use this option. If you're looking for unsigned, uncosigned notes, depending on your business rules, you may have some of those. But the two things I wanted to draw your attention to is, the first is that you can search the text within, so we've got all signed notes showing right now. And if I type in a word, it will search through these notes and just show me the ones that found that word. In this case, I chose male as the word. But that can be helpful if you're looking for something in particular, or maybe you want to know, has a doctor ever talked about asthma in notes before in this patient in the past, or anything like that. It can be useful. But then don't forget that you have a limited note view now, and if you want to get back to all of your notes, to click back to the all signed notes right there under the View tab. The next item is the custom view. And you can do quite a few things with this, or you can just do one thing. So it's pretty versatile. Sometimes folks, depending on the clinic and how your kind of operating procedures are, some providers find it helpful to actually group the notes, use this group by option, and maybe they want to group it only by the title or something like that. So let's look and see what it looks like if I group them by title and click OK. See how it put all notes of the same title into a file drawer, and it looks a little different. That may be something that your providers really like, or maybe they want to see the full list. It's really just a personal preference thing. but we just want to let people know that this is an option. And the way that this works is these are the notes titles. If I open one up, then it'll show me all the notes with that note title are in this drawer. And if you notice over here on the right, it has kind of more of your standard that you're used to seeing view, the date, the title, the author, and the location. So that's how that works. If you find a view that you really like, this is just, and you can do this as a personal setting, you can save it as your default view. But at any time, if you just want to get back, you can either go to the default view for the system, which is probably all signed notes, or you can just go to all signed notes and it'll take you right back to that view. So feel free to get in there and just look at the different views. If you don't like the notes view, maybe one of these custom views could be helpful for you. The next thing that I just wanted to talk about on viewing notes is that there are some, quote, special notes, we might call them, but they are note titles that are associated with the postings button. So if your CAC has set this up, or your clinic has certain items that they want easy access to for everyone and want them to stand out in some way, these examples here, a pain agreement, another note title might be a rescinded pain agreement, could also go here. Those are common things that get used under the warning notes, or crisis note is another way that they call it. Basically the same functionality there. A mail order pharmacy patient agreement at this site was what they wanted to see. But these can be, you want to limit these types of note titles so that they actually are special and important and draw your attention to them. But you write them just like any other note. Like I said, we'll talk about writing notes in the next recording. But the advantage is once they're written, then instead of scanning through this potentially really long list of notes looking for when did that pain agreement get implemented, or what are the specifics that are in the pain agreement for the patient, you're trying to get your hands on it. If it's one of these warning note titles, it shows up here and you can click on it and it'll show you the full text of the note. So that's one advantage of using a warning note title is A, it puts a W up here in the postings button, and B, you can get easy access to the details of it right here once you click on the postings button. So I believe that's all I wanted to point out as far as viewing notes for today, and if you want to know more about writing notes, look for the next recording. Thank you.